G'day fellas and welcome to A Casted Game. Spawning in over on the west side, playing in the pink. On the Chinese, we've got, well, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what his name is, but we're going to call him, I'm going to go with our Taiwanese friend. I don't think he's from Hong Kong, just because the Age of Empires community in Hong Kong isn't the biggest, but I know that the Taiwanese one is quite big, and so the reason why I'm going to go with Taiwan especially is this last character right here. A little bit more complex than what your traditional, or what your simplified Chinese is, but over on the east side, a familiar name, a familiar face in the color purple. I was going to go with the color pink, the color purple. Playing as the Delhi Soldat, we've got Divine DFP. He's going to be opening us up with just some classic wood gathering mechanics here. Interesting position to go for that straggler tree. Went for the front one, so basically doubling up on his walking distance, and then comes back around here for this one instead. He's going to be dropping off all of his extra wood off at this mill here. So that'll be an extra, what, 30 wood? Not terrible, an extra 32 wood. Not too bad. And it looks like it's going to be a double scout opening for him. The map, of course, is Altai. Altai, infamous for these little choke points on the edge of the map. Will we see a lot of walls out here? Probably. Apologies if you just heard my little burp there. I've just finished off a drink and I'm burping. You know, I never realized that burping is just like the releasing of quite literal air. So if you drink like a carbonated beverage, that's the reason why you burp after you have it. But by the same time, if you drink and you get a lot of air in, the only reason I know this is because I just had a baby. Well, not me. I didn't just have the baby, but my partner, she just had a baby. And yeah, we're dealing with a little boy that's burping at the moment and trying to get him to burp. And it's because he's taking in all this air when he's drinking his milk. So there you go. That's a little bit of information for you guys. Divine going to be dropping down the mining camps and looking at go for that age up. Now the question I think today on everybody's mind is: are we going to be seeing a Tower of Victory out today? Now, I would say in this matchup, it probably doesn't make that much sense to go Tower of Victory, just simply because you're trying to look for a very quick age 3 up against China. When I say a quick age 3, I mean it's about your standard age 3. You're going typically in this matchup, a heavy cavalry composition is what you're going to be opening up as the Delhi Sultanate, and you're going to be looking to try and take control of the map. Now that's going to be tough because on Altai it is a map that is quite easy to wall, easy to get outposts down on. It's obviously got 3 sacred sites, so it's not bad in that regard, but we've also got a pretty open position over here. Very easy for our Taiwanese friend to challenge this southern sacred site. So we'll run on board with him and see how he's doing, because he's got plenty of sheep. We'll have a look exactly how many he's got. Sitting on 13 sheep at the moment, so he's definitely got his fair share of sheep. Compare that over to Divine. He's got 13 as well, so all 26 sheep on this map have indeed been found. And he's actually going to be going on berries here instead of going on sheep. Sheep is actually the correct choice here. Stacking up quite a bit of gold as well in that. Come on our Taiwanese friend. I believe. But he's going to be opening up. I suspect we're going to have Imperial Academy coming down. For placement on the Imperial Academy right here is perfect. Instead, it looks like Barbican. Yeah, Imperial Academy probably here, or if he wants to take this front wood line, if he just drops an Imperial Academy here, that's actually an insanely good one, because he gets the that's the top one. Don't bother with this mining camp at the back. Make your mining camp over at the side. But it looks like Barbican going to be coming up on the sacred site in the center, which is definitely the right choice. Also got the board of the south as well, so could definitely look to lure that one up. We'll take a look and see whether Divine spotted this just yet. He's going to be coming back on the way. Might be able to harass a villager or two, but I doubt he's going to be able to pull any villagers in time to react to this. Typically, you could see players look to pull villagers, but obviously this one being in the middle, he's going to spot that now. He could look to pull the boar up towards it, which is what I think that our Taiwanese friend is going to be doing, but only moving out with 4 villagers, so just a handful of villagers at the moment. So the age up well and truly through at the moment. Imperial Academy likely to just go down. I think on the town center should be fine. I'd try and calculate. Actually, you'd probably need to go 1 tile over. You'd still hit the lumber camp, but only really hit the first lumber camp. But that is just a great spawn. This is one of the best spawns that you can get as China. All 4 of your resources within the same region. A little bit of a misclick right there. So just a little hot tip. Why is that a misclick? You might be wondering, as those villagers move out towards the boar. So when you kill a sheep, you do an animation that kills the sheep or slaughters the sheep, and every villager will do it if that sheep is alive. And so the problem is, if you've got 8 or 10 villagers that are all doing that animation, none of them are gathering at the exact same time. So ideally, you just want to slaughter it with 1 villager. That way you maximize your efficiency with that. But stacking up the tax still. Pulling back the boar, as we suspected. Now he's going to be able to fire off at this. He actually puts the villagers inside. This is interesting. So this way, he doesn't actually lose any health on any of his villagers. This is actually very smart. So he's doing a lot of damage with this Barbican here as well. And we see the boar almost takes out the scout, but he doesn't. That's wonderful. That's beautiful. You can guarantee that that right there is going to change the way China plays this ball-beacon opening. And let's talk a little bit about why this is such a smart maneuver here from our Chinese player. So he takes out this sacred site in the center, which is exactly what you want to be doing against Delhi. You want to be nullifying their sacred sites. And basically, it just means that Delhi's not going to be able to take this sacred site unless they've got 2 or 3 scholars, in which case they can bring them out. They can just sit on the sacred site and heal up while the Barbican is doing their damage. Now, the problem is that as soon as the villagers jump inside, boom, then they just are going to not one-shot it, but they might 2-shot it. I do think we have Piety in as well for Divine. Indeed, we do. He's up to the feudal age. Now, we got the Tower of Victory. I didn't even realize a very late age up coming through from Divine. Not something that I expected out of someone of Divine's caliber. What is going on with a 550 age up here? I guess he wants to just take his time. He did move a villager out to begin early walling, so perhaps that's the case. He's going to be training up scholars as well. He's got 3 villagers on gold on the backside as well. Going to start working on a blacksmith now. So a little bit of a delayed age up, a little bit of a delayed opening here, but great to see that we are seeing that Tower of Victory coming up more and more. So I think this is going to be the 2nd or 3rd game that we've seen it out, and it all started because of 3DB. So 3DB, infamous for his crazy strategies, and he brought one out once again in the grand finals of EGC TV's Road to Red Bull Wololo. Looks like our Taiwanese friend is... I think I said our Chinese friend earlier. When I refer to China, our Chinese friend, I'm talking about his civilization, not his nationality, because it does definitely look like he's from Taiwan. Yeah, now on the south side, he's doing pretty well. Imperial Academy. Oh my lord, it's one time. Yo, hey, we got to talk about this, man. Come on, you got this perfectly. Like, 1 tile in from here and 1 tile out from there. Like, look at that. You could have gone 1 tile more and it would have been absolutely beautiful. Why you do this to me? Look, it's still perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Don't lie to them, Drongo. Don't lie to them, Drongo. It's not perfect. Look, it'll work. It'll work. It's still pretty decent. We'll give him that. It's basically taking your 10 and reverting it to an 8, that sort of thing. But Scout going to be maneuvering out around the top side. Only the single blacksmith for the moment. Archery range going to be coming down here on that Tower of Victory. Interesting positioning here. He's going to be losing a fair bit of construction area that he can actually get in his archery ranges. Obviously opts for that a little bit closer to the town center. I guess you could have put it a bit more forward, maybe even where that archery range is right now, but you do potentially open yourself up to scary thoughts. But I guess the other alternative is that he just looks to put all of his barracks, all of his archery ranges behind this, because typically they are going to be rallying forward through it. But now we've got that wall that's come up. Divine is going to be able to scout it. He's going to be able to chop through as well. And now we see that the outpost is constructed safely, happily. Mining camp going to be coming up over on this position. But remember, as long as that scout is behind, and hey, the scout's got more than just a friend behind. He's got some horsemen behind there as well. It's going to be very difficult for Divine to even have any concept of wood. So he's going to have to start thinking outside of the base. But where does he go from here? Because you take a look over towards that east corner. There's nothing here at all. Just a couple stragglers, a few berry bushes. But that ain't going to do it. He's got more tree lines up towards the north, and obviously some great tree lines up here. But the reality is I mean, he's just going to be in dire straits right now. And now that research, or now that emplacement has come through for our Taiwanese friend, it's going to be able to fire down on the villagers below it, able to 2-shot them as well. So he needs to try and get that upgrade textiles. It is a free upgrade. Keep that in mind, a free upgrade for the Delhi Sultanate. So needs to get it in sooner rather than later. It's going to enable him to go from 2 shots to 3 shots. Once he gets that +1 ranged armor in as well, which he is getting, then it will go up to 4 shots. So the sooner he can get that in, the better. We do have the double blacksmith coming down for him for Divine. But he's now looking to work this angle instead. So definitely the right decision, but he's going to have to work through this one sooner rather than later. He's got plenty of resources in the bank. A lot of gold he's stacking up at the moment, despite no sacred sites. We'll ride on board with our Taiwanese friend and see how he's doing. And he's gone for a double archery range. So he's going heavy Chokunu as well as the stable here as well, which is such a smart move. I do like this. You know, typically you'll see players go for just, you know, naked, or not naked Chokunu, I shouldn't say naked Chokunu, but they would just go for straight Chokunu. I don't know why there's so many connotations with the words that I'm saying. they just go for only Chokunu, or straight up Chokunu. They don't go anything else with it or before it. And I think the interesting thing about going horseman is that not only do you force your enemy into a barracks, which slows down their other buildings, but you force them into spearmen, which obviously the Chokunu do very well against. So it's a smart move coming out from him. And ideally, you know, Divine here is looking to play an infantry game. We can see that from the infrastructure that he's got, the fact that he's getting out these spears, these archers, and he's spamming it out. But my fear is that even if you've got the Tower of Victory buff for these Delhi units, it's still not going to be enough, not against the Chinese Chukwu Nu. China and their Chukwu Nu, I tell you what, I would take Chukwu Nu only against pretty much every civilization in this game, with the exception of maybe the French. Obviously, you wouldn't do it against the French. Probably not the Rus either, just because of the knights. You kind of need some spears for that. But other than that, you can pretty much guarantee like 100% Chukwu Nu. It's fine. Look, caveat. as long as your enemy's not making like only horsemen, then maybe. Sacred Site in the north getting taken at the moment by Divine. He's getting pushed back on this front. Just a handful of Chukwu Nu going to be more than enough to do it. He's got to be careful, though. That outpost is going to be able to fire down upon this position. You can see the arrows here. You really don't tell you too much. It's got 7 tiles of range, so better than before. It used to be the 8, but he loses off a handful of... Well, he loses off 2 Chukwu Nu there, trading them out, but he's got plenty more on this central Sacred Site. Down towards the south, 2 Chukwu Nu just going to be camping out there for the moment. I think Divine's going to be happy with the fact that he's secured up 1 Sacred Site. That's a really good start. 150 passive gold a minute. Great start for him. Still, we don't see any second town center coming down for our Taiwanese friend at the moment. So this is an interesting position for him. He's starting to stack up wood quite a bit. Blacksmith, has he researched? He hasn't researched siege engineering yet. Normally, you'd expect that kind of wood. Now, this is something that I love as the Chinese. You can pretty much rally to wood, and you're always going to be doing the right thing. Why is that? Well, let's say you want to transition to farms. Well, great. You just put down a granary and put down a whole bunch of farms. Congratulations. You've got all the wood in the world that you want to do with it. You want to make some battering rams? Boom, do it. You want to make some outposts? Go for it. You want to make a couple of extra villages around some certain spots? Go for it. Town center, wood. Like, wood is just everything. Not to mention production. You know, you want to get some more production out? Wood. Sitting up on 1,000 wood right now, you might look at that and say that's objectively bad macro. And look, I might be inclined to agree with you, but any civ other than China, yes, that's the case. For China, I think it's one of the few civilizations that can get away with it and not be punished a huge amount. Attacks now coming out, nowhere near enough Chukwu Nu coming out, and Divine demonstrating his early prowess here. More reinforcements going to be coming in on the backside. We hear a raid over towards the base of Divine. Doesn't look like anything serious with just a horseman attacking that blacksmith. He's going to fall back away from this position, realizing that he's probably going to need to go archers. So this becomes a big question for me. You know, who wins here? The archers with the extra attack speed, or is it going to be the Chukwu Nu? Because I would probably still say the Chukwu Nu. Like, sure, you're getting a little bit more attack speed, but is it really enough to overwhelm that? Because Chukwu Nu already attack really fast. All right, age up coming through for Divine. It's going to be the House of Learning in the back of his base. So I'm going to expect that he's going into Own Blades as his first tech, so probably Men-at-Arms, which is the correct choice against Chukwu Nu. Men-at-Arms are very effective against them, just simply because the Chukwu Nu do 5 damage, Men-at-Arms have 4 armor, which means that they only do 1 damage every single shot. Now, obviously, they do volleys of 3, which means technically they're doing 3, but that's much better than, say, if you had 3 armor or even 2 armor, you're just going to get blasted through that. Age up slowly and steadily coming through. He's going to be forced off the food for the moment. May have to head back towards the berries. Woodline also going to be getting evacuated. He's going to be careful not to lose these units. Town center going to get picked up with a couple of these, the spearmen running in. Villagers moving out towards his front position here. Probably not the wisest choice. Town center is rallied out to that woodline, and as we do see villagers going down, but Divine now going to be able to age up. He's got plenty of resources in the bank, so I suspect a Man-at-Arms going to be coming out. Maybe even, you know what, he doesn't actually have a Lancer. He does a little bit of trading right there. Very quickly, we see now Men-at-Arms going to be coming through for Divine. At the same time, hold on a minute. Was I not paying attention? Oh, okay, never mind. I was looking at our Taiwanese friends thingy, like Q, and I'm like, he's making palace guards, but they're Men-at-Arms, and they're Men-at-Arms for his opponent for Divine. I was like, oh my god, when did I miss the age up for him? This is crazy. Really starting to stack up that wood now. He doesn't care. He's like a honey badger right now. He's going to be heading towards that second town center, which is probably the right choice in this position. One of the things that you've got to be careful of is if your enemy goes for that big Lancer / Men-at-Arm combo against you, you kind of got to make a decision. So in this position here, I would be more tempted to throw away my Chukwu Nu very slowly. So what does that mean? I would send out, 3 or 4 Chukwu Nu up to this point, 3 or 4 Chukwu Nu up to here, a couple from the front, maybe try and work it in from an angle over here, maybe send a couple more in over from this side, delete this wall, come in from this position, and just throw them away, because essentially they become useless units up against the more armored units of his opponent. But we do see an age up going to be coming through. Some not the best macro coming out at the moment from our Taiwanese friend. We'll take a look up towards the north side as a relic tries to get picked up. Divine going to be successful with it as well. He's got that party there, so he's going to be A-okay. He's actually dropped a mosque down up in this position. I do like this coming out from Divine, and very smart to do this because he's got one relic outside, second relic is already picked up, and third relic down here. Super smart from Divine. Zhuge going to be working down that wall though. We'll have a look exactly how he's doing back towards the base. Our pink Chinese player dropping down that second town center. We do begin to see he's also got the astronomical clock tower coming down. Not going to be within range of his Imperial Academy. The consequence of not the best base building, let's just put it that way. The consequence of that, you know, he's got lots of good spots that he could have dropped these things down, but unfortunately for him, not going to be the case. Zhuge deciding to turn their attention to other directions. Looks like we've got berries going to be taken over here. In fact, we've got berries being taken on both sides. Players moving through. What a weird conundrum. 8 villagers moving out from both players to drop mills down at identical timings here. We're going to see both mills under construction at the same time. It's going to get spotted out. Actually, oh, Divine spots this, but his enemy doesn't. This could be really bad for Divine. He should now see the berries have been changed and the purple villager is going to be coming over. He immediately spots it. The outpost is going to go down straight away. He knows how important it is to secure this position. A villager going to be moving up to wall up that position as well. And with this outpost getting up, it almost guarantees that he secures that. We see the men-at-arm numbers beginning to get thicker. He's up to 8 now. And we also saw an elephant, a tower elephant going to be coming out. It's the second one. Zhuge very effective against those tower elephants. It can take some time to get through them, but ideally, you want to be an Imperial if you're going to be using them. Now that outpost is up, we begin to see the villagers going down, and he's doing some cheeky little walls up here over the mountain. Isn't that absolutely terrible? Divine just getting outgunned right now, it seems. Not even outgunned, outplayed. Where are these villagers going? I thought he was going to wall. Where are you going? Where are you going, villagers? Villagers? That was not the way. They didn't show you the way. Men-at-arms still yet to move down towards this position. Hand cannon emplacement comes through. So many villagers dying here for Divine. Unfortunate for him. He's losing a lot. Continuing to lose them. He does have his upgrade through, so it should take 3 shots for... Actually, wait. Does hand cannon slits... Oh my god, hand cannon slits... Oh no, it doesn't. I thought it bypassed ranged defense. It doesn't. It's just that he's got ranged attack. Spring on emplacement coming out on the Barbican. New Barbican is lit, baby. Here he is. We've also got veteran Zhuge coming in. So it looks like the Chinese player is looking to commit Zhuge here. Kind of wild when you think about it. So Zhuge go up to 7 damage. So you can see at the moment they're on 5. Once he gets the veteran upgrade, they'll go to 6. And then once he gets the blacksmith upgrade, balanced projectiles, I'll double check and see if I'm correct. Balanced projectiles, he will go up to 7. But you take a look at the way that the tower elephant works. So it's got a base of 4 armor, the same as the men-at-arms, the same as a lancer. And the problem is, he's got +1 at the moment. But you wait until he's got +2 wedge rivets, and it's only 1 damage that the Zhuge are going to be doing up against these units. So he's got a very small window here to do damage to them. Problem is, I don't even think he doesn't even have veterancy, let alone the +2. So he's going to be trying his best to hold on. Zhuge numbers looking pretty healthy, though. Crossbows actually do very well against these. I didn't realize how effective they were against tower war elephants in this matchup. I think once you get to castle, it makes a lot of sense to just be going heavy on the crossbows. Maybe mix in a few springles just to deal with any potential mangonels if they do come out. Now Divine going to be under attack on that eastern flank. Walls coming down completely, blocking him off from that position. We see villagers over on this side as well. So has Divine spotted out that relic? Divine has spotted out this relic, but just hasn't made a move for it. Or maybe, yeah, he just hasn't made a move for it. Interesting that he put another mosque back here. Central Barbican of the Sun going to be going down, and with that, going to be opening up the sacred site. So wouldn't be surprised to see Divine move out towards that position. A keep going to be going down, so looking to keep back his enemy. We do see that going down, but 143 population. We'll do a bit of a stock take. 95 villagers, 51 military, compared to 44 and 20. When did Divine get so behind? I've been watching this game thinking it's like a fair game, thinking this was an even game. And now all of a sudden I'm like, what? Divine is... I mean, I know he lost a lot of villagers, but that's crazy. That snuck up on me like... I genuinely was thinking, all right, well, this is going to be looking really good for Divine. He's going to do a pretty cool push. Things will be awesome for him, but I guess this infantry mass is looking pretty fearsome, isn't it? He's got 18 crossbows, 23 Zhuge. That's a decent number. What do you do up against that? I think you got to go mangoes, right? We'll take a look and see whether we've got any siege coming out from Divine at this point. It doesn't look like it. So it's going to be awfully hard for him to deal with this now. And he's only had the 1 sacred site the whole time. When it comes to relics, we know that he's got 2. But all the other relics are just... He hasn't even gone for them yet. Very curious, because this wall isn't even up yet. We can see right here in the middle. So there are a lot of relics that he could have taken. Nesta B's getting some decent shots off there as well. Keep going to be holding down this position. There's no chance that Divine's able to tackle this one, but I guess the Tower of Victory really not really demonstrating its strength here. You know, when we saw the Tower of Victory come out in the tournament on the weekend, it was followed up with a 3 TC play. So basically you had a feudal age 3 TC with that Tower of Victory. But I guess Divine looked to play it a little bit more standard. So I really do think that there are two clear styles of play that you can have as the Deli. Style number one, it's going to be a bit more about, you know, it's your classic build. Dome of the Faith, look to get out heaps of scholars on a discount. You basically got that bad boy producing non-stop. And then style number two, which is a more feudal-orientated approach. You still look to take sacred sites. You still look to get lots of scholars out. It's just that you're going to do so with the Dome of the Faith, and you're going to spend more time in feudal looking to build that villager lead. That's going to be really important, and we can see that Divine's gone for a blend of that here, and it just hasn't really seemed to pay off. So interesting development there, and I guess something to take back to your own games. We now see the upgrades starting to come through for Divine. He's obviously got owned blades that gives that extra 3 damage, I think it was, to those men-at-arms. We do now have a Trebuchet coming out as well, which is going to start to drain the stone of the Chinese opponent, but double Nesta Bees now in production as well. A lot of food being stacked up. Let's ride on board and see exactly what we spot out. It's just going to be a couple of granaries back here for the moment. He's only got 19 farms. He's still got a lot of food out on the map, and I love that he's moved out and tried to take out plenty of those positions, but now those Chokanu are going to be looking to fire off. We'll enter into a cinematic mode as they continue chasing back the elephants, and the consequence of not going for that Dome of the Faith is that your scholar numbers aren't looking as pretty as they could be. And as a result, it means that these tower elephants are just getting absolutely shredded. Even though the Chokanu doing 1 damage a pop to them, still nowhere near enough healing to keep these bad boys alive. You can see just pulling together just a very slight unit health. I don't even know what I'm going to say there. He's barely keeping that elephant alive. Doing a decent job of microing back and forward, though. He's able to continue kiting. Those Nesta Bee is going to be potentially under attack as he looks to fire down upon the archers. We'll take off cinematic mode and watch to see exactly how Divine plays it from here. He's still under attack on that south side. The mill going to be... honestly, at this point, I would just delete this mill. There's no point in even keeping this bad boy alive. It's just going to be annoying you. I mean, unless you're going to go and challenge that. You could just see... And now we've got Imperial. Imperial Age is going to be coming through. Oh, my lord. So this is the theorized... this is theorized as, in my opinion, one of the strongest potential build orders here for China. Or not build orders, but strategies for China. So essentially, you're rushing to Imperial Age with the Spirit Way. When I say rushing, we're at 22 minutes right now, but he's gone and done that as safely as I can. Or as safely as he can, rather. And now, he needs to have a market down. He needs to be selling all of his food immediately. And he needs to grab this upgrade here, Elite Chokanu. He needs to also get +3, which is going to be that upgrade. And then from there, so we can see he's getting Ancient Techniques and Pyrotechnics. So, okay, curious. Considering the mass that he's got already, it looks like he's just going to be using his Chokanu to give an extra oomph to his army. So for anybody who doesn't know the new Spirit Way and exactly how that works, I mean, you're about to see it. It is going to be... It's like healing circles on crack. These things pop off. Springald coming out. Mango as well. Trebuchet, he's got the 1-1-1 combo. Actually, I take it back. It's the 2-1-1 combo. Double Springalds are out. Trebuchet looking to get in range here of the keep. It's well within range, but he doesn't have line of sight, so he continues moving forward. He's just got to be focused ground or target ground to do that. Otherwise, it's just going to walk straight up to it. And you can see right now, yeah, he pulls it back. He realizes, hold on a minute, that's not what I want you to be doing. We'll ride on board with our Chinese player because this is starting to get serious. He's dropping down plenty of barracks as well, looking to get elite palace guards here. Pyrotechnics well and truly researched, and he's moving straight into hand cannoneers. So this is the new Imperial Chinese. The question is, how is it going to work out? Because my fear is right now for our Delhi player on the other side, it's not going to be particularly good for him. Plenty more, and we do actually see the university coming down, so probably going to be elite army tactics. He's got lots of resources in the bank. He's getting close to max population at the moment, but the new Spirit Way, this could be what turns the table. I mean, I say turns the table. You know what? The table's already pretty far in the favor of our Chinese player. He's still under attack over on this position. Couple men-at-arms finally going to be sent over to clean up this position. And you know the crazy part is he's been eating up the Delhi berries, so they take longer because he's got more food over there. So wham bam, thank you ma'am, he says, and takes all of that good stuff. But now more barracks coming down. Our Chinese player continues holding the position. We see battle armor, or battle hardened rather, going to be coming through as well. Chokanu going to be looking to delete themselves. So a hot little tip, you try and delete it. We're going to be entering into the cinematic mode as the palace guards just look to rampage through, force back all of the Springalds. Indeed, they're going to be able to do it, taking out the first one. Second Springald going to be trying its best to stay alive, unfortunately. And we see the heals come out, big heals coming out right there. There it is, and Good Game just gets called right there. He realizes that he can't deal with it, and he says, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. Fellas, there you go. Divine taps out the new Chinese late game. I tell you what, that looked pretty impressive. The fact that you've got the new heals coming in. Divine knew there was no way. Fellas, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. It's been a pleasure.